Blue sky smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long. Never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, living in love, my how they're flying. Blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Ba 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 da da dee, ba da da dee da 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 dee. Never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, living in love, my how they flying. Blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Nothing but blue skies from now on.
Jennifer Baltz singing Blue Skies. I think Ann James was the composer of that. So that's homespun, beautiful music. So it's a beautiful day outside in Payson. Wherever you're joining us from, I hope you're seeing the beauty of it as well. I'd like to start with something that we began last month, and that is our new mission statement. Is there anybody that remembers it all the way around? I'm going to say it once, and then maybe you can say it back with me. We honor the spirit within. Let's do it one at a time. We honor the spirit within. We join together as one diverse. Oh, she's got it right up there. Thank you, Terry. We join together as one diverse family and serve the community with love and joy. And that is our theme today. Let's do the whole thing once again, and now that you can see it, you can easily chime in. We honor the spirit within, join together as one diverse family, and serve the community with love and joy. As we contemplate this, let's just take a moment to be quiet. To connect with the spirit within, to know that whoever we are or wherever we are one. As we pray, God of all goodness, we are grateful for this beautiful day, grateful for every situation in which we find ourselves, because we know that it all works together for good. I am grateful for each who have joined us this morning, and each who will listen to this recording at another time. We are a symbol of the oneness that we are, just a fraction, but an important fraction. And so together we bring our minds together and our hearts together in gratitude. And so it is. We have an opening song that I must confess that I didn't decide on until early this morning, because it just seemed like it had to go here. And it's by Terry Wilder, I Choose Joy. If you're here in person, if you'd like to stand and sing along, and Betty, tap along, get that tambourine going. And those of you who are with us virtually, well, you can stand too and sing along with us. Here we go. I Choose Joy.
When the walls come tumbling down, I choose joy. I choose joy. When the world stops spinning round, I choose joy. I choose joy. When my heart is hard to move, when my music's lost the groove, when I have too much to prove, I choose joy. I choose joy. When hate is all I see, I choose joy. I choose joy. When fear won't let me be, I choose joy. I choose joy. When betrayal and lies hide the light from my eyes, I look up to the skies and I choose joy. I choose joy. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. In this moment right here, I choose joy. I choose joy. For the ones that I hold dear, I choose joy. I choose joy. To be who I must be, for the light to shine in me, for everybody to be free. I choose joy. I choose joy. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Find a stable ground, peace and hope abound. I hear a sweeter sound. The chains have come unbound. Love is all around when I choose joy. In this moment right here, I choose joy. I choose joy. For the ones that I hold dear, I choose joy. I choose joy. To be who I must be, for the light to shine in me, for everybody to be free. I choose joy. I choose joy. And everybody will be free when I choose joy. I choose joy.
Ah, we do have the choice to choose joy, don't we? And it is quite a joyous day. What a beautiful day here in Payson, and the first day of December, the first day of Advent. So what a perfect song to start us out. So we do welcome each and every one of you to Unity of Payson. I don't see who's online, but we appreciate all you online as well as all of you that are here. If you would like to get the newsletter, the weekly newsletter, please put your info in the chat or put it on the paper in the back. So if you are online, if you please stay afterwards, Neil will greet you. And if you're here, we do have a few little snacks today. So please stick around and get to know each other a little bit. So again, we warmly welcome you, and let us say together our welcoming blessing. We love you, we appreciate you, we welcome you, and we is the Christ you are. And now it's our time for gratitude, and Neil is going to kick us off.
Well, I'm going to start. I'll start up here.
Okay.
Get ready with your gratitude. I'm glad I'm here. If you were here last week, you knew I couldn't be here. I could barely talk. Now I can sort of talk. So I didn't realize how much I missed being in here until I had to sit at home and try to connect that way. And we had some technical challenges. But I'm so glad I'm here and I can be among you. It's family. It's family of choice. And I'm so glad to be with you here. Who else would like to share gratitude? Wait for Neil. I'm so grateful for my beautiful wife.
We're grateful to have you here.
Who else?
Well, like usual, down in the valley, spent it with family. We had 18 at the dinner table, and it's a big, loud, raucous, big family, and we had a blast. Jackson spent the whole time running around the backyard, wanting everybody to chase him. So it was just great to be around him.
Anyone else or anyone online with a gratitude? We'll go ahead.
Okay. I do have a gratitude. We had family up here, so if I look a little tired and drained, that's probably why. Those little ones are wonderful, but they do wear you down. But we had a great time, and I am so grateful for so many things. There is so much for all of us to be grateful for, and I'm so grateful for this community and for, like you guys said, living in Payson. It's just a wonderful place to be. So, unity is grounded in meditation and affirmative prayer. And we did touch on that last week when we were talking about gratitude, because affirmative prayer is almost like being thankful for what you want to be, and like it's already there. So we do have our prayer chaplains. Betty and I are here this morning. So if you'd like prayer this morning, just tap one of us and we'll find a quiet spot or a quiet corner and pray with you. It is such a powerful thing. I know David last week when we were discussing this just talked about how powerful prayer could be. And boy, in this day and age, we could all use a little bit of prayer, can't we? So we do also have some prayer sheets on the back and a box back there if you want to just put your prayer request in that. And please, if you would like us to reach out to you, either pray with you or just check in with you, put your contact information on there. We can email you or text you or call you, whatever works for you. But we'd love to reach out and just check on you. Okay, so our theme for December is, I'm sure everybody knows, joy, 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 joy. I love that song. It's been in my brain all morning because Terry sent out the change, and I've just been singing it all morning. So let us say together our affirmation for December. With our minds fixed on spirit, We celebrate the happiness of God through us as divine expressions. And our speaker today is the Reverend Neal Worthington. We're so grateful that he is back, and we've got Donna in our prayers because she is still struggling with this flu, whatever that may be. And now I guess we do the speaker because you did the mission already, correct?
Last week I made an attempt. It was 11 minutes and 35 seconds, and you might say, oh, he would just be that brief at some other time, but I don't think it'll be quite that brief this morning. Joy is in the air, and the theme, well, it was up there a minute ago, is joy in you and me. Not just joyful things to be happy about, but joy in you and me. So let's get going. Well, let me start with a quiz. I'm back, folks. You get a quiz. So I'll talk about a young man that grew into manhood, born in 1889. That's just about the time that the Unity movement began. And he was born in London. You can say the name whenever you get it, but it's going to take you just a little bit. His parents were entertainers, so it was a kind of a helter-skelter life for him. At age 2, his father left, and he was the child of a single parent, his mom. They were quite impoverished, but he kind of caught that idea that he wanted to be a performer. He wanted to be someone who would emulate some of the things that he saw in his family and their life, even though it was quite one of poverty. At 5, he performed for the first time. His mother wasn't feeling well, and she was supposed to be on stage, and he went up and stood in for her. At the age of 7, their poverty led him to be sent to the workhouse. Yes, there were things like that over 100 years ago. And so he was in and out of the workhouse for many of the next 6 or 7 years. Sometimes when he was back at home, he was the caregiver for his mother whose illness was protracted. And he always dreamed of being an actor. At age 14, he had his first professional role, and he got noticed as a comic, a talented comic. By 18, he was an accomplished comedic actor, and he even toured in North America. And when he toured North America, someone took interest in him and actually signed him to a contract with a film company. There you go, Betty, you got it. Charlie Chaplin. Did you have it too, Neil? Okay. Charlie Chaplin. Well, you remember him, baggy pants, tight coat, small hat, big shoes, and a little mustache. That was the persona that he called the Tramp. It was one of his first movies, first well-received movies. And the interesting thing about Charlie Chaplin was he introduced something that had not been, remember, these were the days of silent movies. The dialogue was printed on the screen, much like we would see it on the screen here. He included pathos with his comedy. Now, I had to look pathos up. I had an idea, but let me give you a definition for it. It's an appeal to the emotions and ideals of an audience. We're talking about in the performance mode, and one that elicits feelings that already reside in them. Well, Charlie Chaplin became very good at this. And we know the movies, The Tramp, City Lights, The Gold Rush, Modern Times. You can just see the Modern Times when he's trying to tighten and stamp those things on the assembly line. It's almost like Lucille Ball. But he brought truly to life. It was in the air when you watched his film, even though it was a silent film, you could feel in the air a sense of vitality in life. Well, we'll come back to Charlie Chaplin, but it is the air that truly keeps us alive. When we talk about joy, and joy being in the air, we're going to talk about it in two ways. But first, the definition of joy: a feeling of great pleasure and happiness. That's Webster's definition. But a metaphysical description and definition of joy from Charles Fillmore says this: the happiness of God expressed through the perfect idea, woman or man. Well, Charles just said man, but I added woman. Divine happiness declares itself and declares all things to be good. Did you get that? Divine happiness declares all things to be good. So I put together a key spiritual truth. Because we're going to find as we go along that it's not just joy in the air around you, it's joy in the air within you, and we'll talk about that as a metaphor, and joy as you as well. The key spiritual truth is you are the joy that is in the air that you breathe. You are the happiness of God expressed. Wow, that's a big mouthful. I'm the happiness of God expressed? Boy, if I can do that, if I can see that in somebody else, if I can see that in myself, what an exalted state that will be. But let's go on to the air. Just like we have, when we talk about things in unity, we talk about seeing with our inner eyes or our outer eyes, things as they appear to be in the inner eyes, and there's a deeper meaning to the inner eyes. Well, so it is with air. There's an outer air, the air that surrounds us. There's an inner air, the air of spirit that comes through. Let's talk about that outer air first. That's the one we're most familiar with. There's joy all around us, and you referred to this quite a bit. So many things to be thankful for. When I think of that here in the beautiful area where we are, the Rim Country, I think of the mountains. I think of the little bubbling streams that I can sit beside. I think of the sunrises and the sunsets. Truly, there is a beautiful creation of which we are a part, which is awe-inspiring. It's joy-inspiring. It's all around us. We can't miss it, but so often, I do anyway, I miss that. I miss the sunrise. I miss the beauty of leaves falling from trees. I just look right beyond it because I'm so busy. But in that outer air is joy. Joy is in that air, waiting for us to be receptive, to let it surround us, to let it impermeate us. There's a song, I'd sing it, but I'm not quite up to singing, that was popular in, when I was, how many years ago? 40 at least. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. New every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. And such it is with the divine. There is no lack of joy-inspiring, of awe-inspiring things that are around us. We sometimes just don't pay attention. Sue, you mentioned that this is the first Sunday of Advent. At home, we have a little Advent calendar, a Unity Advent calendar. And so the first day has been opened up. Well, we sneak peeked, I got to tell you. And it was the expectancy of joy that was there. I practice hope. There's a little affirmation underneath that thing. I practice hope. I'm expecting that joy that surrounds me to be evident in my life. Remember, since we're in Advent, that Christmas story of the shepherds on the hillside? The shepherds who heard the words from the angel, "For unto you is born this day a Savior, which is Christ the Lord." Went on to say that there will be good tidings of great joy to all people. But we sometimes forget that. And sometimes it just overwhelms us. Because suddenly there were with the angels a heavenly host. It's like those shepherds were surrounded by joy. They couldn't miss it. I suspect that if we're open to it, joy will surround us, so we can't miss it. But joy is also in every situation. We talk about all things working together for good. Every situation. My cold, something I don't like that my neighbor did, some work conflict, some devastating financial setback. In every situation, joy is waiting to blossom. Rumi said it so beautifully. He called it a guest house. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Treat each guest honorably. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. I love the wisdom of that. And I want more and more to incorporate that in my life, that every situation, even the situation where technical things don't work out like they're supposed to work out, and we keep working at them. But we greet everything, even those technical situations, as a joy around us that inspires awe. A joy that leaves us with expectancy for whatever may be around us. That's the joy outside of us. That's the joy that we choose. Remember, I choose joy, our song. So I'll just alter that key spiritual truth a little bit. You are the joy that is in the outer air that you breathe, because you're connected with all of that. You are the happiness of God expressed. You have an opportunity to share that happiness and express it for everyone around you. They will notice. But let's turn now to inner air. So we take our eyes off of what's appearing out there. We take our eyes off the beauty of that, and we go within in spirit. We see differently. We hear differently. We breathe differently. We breathe in spirit, not something that we're getting from out here that's piped down to us, but something that comes from within. I've been reading a book and a little spiritual practice that I've got going that talks about this divine within us as my God self. And I like it because it's so very powerful. Even though I don't often use the word God, but my God self. It's undeniably there in every one of us, waiting to be recognized, waiting to be expressed. That's also something we call the Christ within. Back to Rumi, he talks about it as doing things from the soul. When you do things from your soul, you feel a river moving in you, a joy. I'm mixing my metaphors here just a little bit, but that river might also be a thought of beautiful, fresh air, a breath of God. There's a song that, I keep coming back, all these songs I learned about. Breathe on me, breath of God. Fill me with life anew. It doesn't come from out there someplace. Breathe on me. Breathe on me. We talk about sometimes in yogic practice, breathing into a different part of our physical body. Well, if we could breathe into that God self, if we could feel the breath of God coming back to us, it would make a radical difference in our state, the state of joy which we have the opportunity to experience. My prayer this morning, breathe, God's self, breathe. See, I'm integrally involved with that. Not something outside of me. It's that integral connection, and I can't, whether it's without, we talked about that, but within it's just as big, it's bigger. And it's all around me. It is me. We talk about love being the fabric of the universe, this fabric of everything that we have, and that's a nice idea, that love is that essential substance from which everything is brought into being, at least into physical being. But love meets that God self, that happiness of God, and it's joy that comes out. Jack Kornfield, Buddhist scholar, says when love meets happiness, it becomes joy. Joy is an expression of the awakened heart, a quality of enlightenment. When we live in the present, notice that it's present time. It's not something that happened before or we look forward to maybe sometime in the future. When we live in the present, joy often arises for no reason. So that key spiritual truth again, you are the joy that is in the inner air that you breathe. Or that other metaphor, in that water, that divine water, that spring of living water that is within you that you drink. Well, we'll go back to the breath of God. You, as a result of that which is within you, are the happiness of God expressed. Know it or not. The more you know it, the more it expresses. So how do we do that? I challenge you this week to breathe consciously, because joy is in the air. Breathe consciously when you walk out of this building. Breathe consciously when you walk out of your house, when you drive down the street. Breathe consciously joy, and find that it is, in fact, the same stuff as you. You too are joy. And breathe into that God self within you. And we'll do this a little bit of an exercise as we do our meditation. We're breathing into that God self and feeling the return breath come back to us. And then the step. That is, if those two things are followed, if we're breathing in joy, if we're breathing in joy that comes from within, we breathe joy into the world. Ernest Holmes says, I am a gift of joy that God gives to a wonderful world. You are a gift of joy that God gives to the wonderful world. Back to Charlie Chaplin. In his use of pathos in his comedy, that enlivening comedy that he had, he elicited from with those who were watching him perform something that was already there. Let's elicit what we know is there. Joy, by breathing it in. You're the joy that is in the air that you breathe. You are the happiness of God expressed, and so it is.
Let us now prepare for meditation with the song by India Air, I Am Light.
Things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. 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 Yeah. I am light.
it all. I am light.
That beautiful song speaks of life. You know, I think we can equate many of these divine qualities one with another. Light shows up as joy as well. So as we spend just a few moments in silence, let us see in our mind's eye light, love, and joy. Take a moment to scan your memory and think of that most beautiful sight that you've ever seen. Whether it's a mountainside vista, an ocean side with crashing surf, or a simple babbling brook or fountain. Find for you what is that most beautiful, most awesome image in your memory. And when you have that image there, allow it to energize you, to give you life, almost as though it's something you can breathe in. Joy. Joy, sometimes even unspeakable. Joy. You are that joy, not apart from you. You are that joy, the happiness of God, expressing in this world. Spend a few moments in contemplation. And then shift your gaze. Take it from out there and bring it in, and almost like zooming in on the very core and center of your being. Keep zooming in. Keep zooming in. And there at the very center is that perfection that you are indeed, but that you may have lost sight of. There is that joy, that happiness of God that expresses perfectly in the world. And then look at it another way and realize that that joy is you. That joy is your God self. Breathe in your consciousness into that joy. And receive the return breath far more powerful than you can imagine. Again, breathe into that joy. And breathe that joy into your unique self. And spend some time in contemplation. Can you feel it? You found something that was already within you, just waiting to be felt, to be known, to come fully into your awareness. And so, be grateful. Grateful that joy expresses in you and as you in this world. And as you bring your awareness back to this time and place, do it with great gratitude. As you open your eyes, wiggle your fingers and toes and are fully back here in this physical experience. And so it is.
Whew. Well, now that we're all filled with joy, let's go out and sprinkle that everywhere, right? So now it comes to the time that we have our tithes and our offering. And Unity of Payson is a source of spiritual nourishment and inspiration. In this community, we receive gratefully and give generously. Part of life is just having that flow of giving and receiving. And I think, especially as Unity people, we all understand that the more we give, the more that comes to us. And so whether it's your time or your talents or your financial gifts, where you put that energy is where things will happen for you. So we greatly appreciate each and every one of your gifts with your times and your talents and the money that you give. It all goes to support this community and go out into the greater community. So we do have, or we will have, the information for giving online up there. If you want to give online, it's very easy to do. I find that much easier than writing a check myself. And if you're online, you certainly can do it that way. We do also have our basket back there. And along with that, we have our little affirmation for giving. So let's just say that together now. Freely we give, and freely we receive. And thank you, thank you, thank you. And our special music today is God's Abundance by Scott Beck.
Take a look around you now. Open up your eyes and see all the beauty of the Spirit that's surrounding you and me. From the colors of a rainbow to a hummingbird in majestic mountains glowing on a clear and moonlit night. God's abundance is all around us. The universe wants you to know you are prosperous beyond measure. Let it flow. God's abundance is all around us. Just look around and you will know you are prosperous beyond measure. Let it flow, and it will grow. Think of all the countless stars and all the grains of sand, all the life forms on this planet, in the sea and on the land. The sound of songbirds singing is part of God's great symphony, like the crashing of the thunder and the wind blowing through the trees. God's abundance is all around us. The universe wants you to know you are prosperous beyond measure. Let it flow. God's abundance is all around us. Just look around and you will know you are prosperous beyond measure. Let it flow, and it will grow. When something's not enough, life is getting tough, then it's time to turn within to see what's up. Remind yourself that you are a child of God, it's true, and all you need's inside of you. Oh, there's nothing you can't be, there's nothing you can't have, and there's nothing you can't do. Yeah, the light of God eternal, and it's shining through and through. God's abundance is all around us. The universe wants you to know you are prosperous beyond measure. Let it flow. God's abundance is all around us. Just look around and you will know you are prosperous beyond measure. Let it flow. God's abundance is all around us. The universe wants you to know you are prosperous beyond measure. Let it flow. God's abundance is all around us. The universe wants you to know you are prosperous beyond measure. Let it flow. And it will grow. It will grow if you let it flow. Just let it flow.
Are all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. We are prosperous without limit, and we are grateful. And so it is. Amen. So our speaker next week is Rev Neal. We will be continuing with the theme of joy in you and me, and the theme of next week's talk will be the transforming power of joy, which is so true, right? We can transform the world with joy. Okay, and now we come to the announcements. Like I said, if you want to get the e-newsletter and you're not yet, please sign up for that, because we may not announce everything that is happening. But there are a few that I will mention. A Course in Miracles meets this Tuesday, December 3rd, from 3:30 to 5 p.m., and that is on Zoom with Reverend Neal. We do have morning cafe on Saturdays at 9:30, and that's just kind of a half hour, I believe, half-hour discussion of maybe the daily word or some topic. And then Saturday Soul Boost in the afternoon, which is a brief, casual, and fun discussion of the monthly theme and the lesson for that week. And we have a PS from Reverend Neal.
Lynn, I see that green form back there on the table. Is that right? The surprise abundance? I just want to emphasize that for the month of December, abundance is one of those things that can catch you by surprise, particularly if you're expecting it, particularly if your outlook is joyous, particularly if you know that the divine is your source, your substance, and your supply. So what we've done is to say, well, let's take the surprise abundance that comes and share back. So take one of those sheets if you don't have one. There's some wonderful affirmations on there. And then there's little envelopes too. I would take one of those for surprise abundance. Expect that there's going to be an abundance coming to you that you didn't know was coming. And then share that back. Part of that giving and receiving that you talked about, Sue. And so I think that's it, except for one other thing. Terry has put together a little commitment. Is that my commitment? It says it's back there on the table. It's really, I think you may have passed them out to most everybody, but if you didn't get one, please do get one. If you want to see that, Terry will gladly send it to you. Let me know that you'd like to see that if you're online. And this is another way to just kind of move your spiritual inertia along a little bit. So I want to know if those of you who are here, does anybody have a birthday in December? Sue does. Well, let's just sing happy birthday to Sue. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. There is no one like you, uniquely created. I love knowing you. I bless you with life and abundance galore. God bless you, dear Sue, and have many more. Hands for Sue. All right. So we're going to bring our service to a close, and if you're here in person, would you stand with me, and we'll say the prayer for protection, and then we have another Terry Wilder song, Rise Up. It's a rousing thing. But I would say this to you, if you're online, please hang in there. I'd like to greet you. And there's another treat that's going to happen afterwards as we're beginning to socialize, or if you're online, as you're beginning to go on with your day, another treat that'll just kind of continue after I greet people online. And let's go with our prayer for protection now. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. And the presence of God watches over us. What am present? Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our closing song, Rise Up.
Celebration. heart's desire. Rise up to your love, soaring ever higher. Rise up to your joy, flowing with change. Rise up to your love, dancing in the rain. Rise up to your joy. Rise up to your elation. Rise up to your love. Rise up in celebration. Rise up to your joy. Rise up to your elation. Rise up to your love. Rise up in celebration. Rise up to your joy. Digging in so deep. Rise up to your love. Waking from your sleep. Rise up to your joy. Feeling your release. Rise up to your love. Coming home to peace. Rise up to your joy. Rise up to your elation. Rise up to your love. Rise up in celebration. Rise up to your joy. Rise up to your elation. Rise up to your love. Rise up in celebration. Rise up to your joy. Rise up in celebration. Rise up to your joy.
This social hour here, and those of you who are online, if you can give me a gallery view, Terry, we'll greet those. But then keep your ear tuned. We got something that's going to happen afterwards. So I am seeing Kay Butler from Alabama. Kay, give me a thumbs up if we did better today. A thumbs up. Okay, great. Ed, I appreciate you being here from Ajo. Bobby is here. Marianne is here as usual. So stay tuned. Just keep your Zoom on. We're going to play another song that I really like. It's Joy is in the Air is the title of it. So Terry, if you can give that to us now. We're working on it.